and welcome to your yoga practice today. As usual, I hope that you found a very comfortable place to practice and a soft surface, maybe a water bottle if you need it. Today we're actually going to start from a standing position. So, as you can see, I'm joined by my dog Zeppy. All right, so imagine you're at the top of your mat and spread your toes really, really wide. And then from the pinky toe into the big toe, just spread them out and place them down one by one. Good, take your hands by your sides with your palms facing forward, and then just let your toes relax if you haven't yet. Close your eyes, and think about standing up nice and tall, as if there was a string attached from your head up to the ceiling. And notice how, if you lose perception of what's around you, your body starts to waver side to side in an attempt to keep you balanced. Starting to notice how this gentle swifting and swaying feels. Begin to soften a little bit more. Stand up a little taller with the shoulders gliding down the back. Relaxing the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Relaxing the muscles in your face, around your forehead, around your eyes. Softening your tongue and your jaw. Begin to breathe a little bit deeper, a little smoother and steadier, a little fuller and more completely. Place one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And as you lengthen and deepen your breath, see if you can feel the belly and then the chest expand. And as you exhale, feel the chest and the belly deflate, as if you're filling up a big balloon. And then allowing the air to gently seep out of that balloon. Inhaling, filling the belly, the lungs, and the chest. Exhaling, emptying the chest, the lungs, and the belly. Breathing in, filling the body. And breathing out, emptying the body. Allowing this breath to quiet the mind. Keeping your full attention on every sensation of your breath. Belly, lungs, and chest as you draw breath in. Chest, lungs, and belly as you release. With your next exhale, let the hands come by the sides with palms facing forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, tilt to your left. Reach your left hand down. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Beautiful. Next, inhale, come to standing. Let the right palm come beside the hips. Exhale, reach the right hand down, tilt to the right. Inhale, reach your left hand up. Beautiful. Next, inhale, left palm comes down as you lift your head. Once more on each side, exhale, tilt to the left. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, let the right palm come down. Inhale, lift to standing. Exhale, tilting to the right. Inhale, left palm reaches up. Inhale, come to standing as the left palm comes down. Beautiful. Interlace both hands together. Press the palms down as much as you can in toward the earth. Inhale, push the palms forward and up over your head. Good. Exhale, tilting to the left. Push the palms toward the left. Inhale to center. Exhale toward the right. Inhale to center. Once more, each side. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the right. Sorry. Inhale to center. And then exhale. Release your hands with the exception of the first finger and your thumb. Beautiful. Reach both hands overhead with your biceps cupping over your ears. And then exhale, reach behind you. Lift your heart to the sky. Inhale a little bit further. And then exhale, nice and tall. Take your hands in front of the heart center. Beautiful. So we're at the top of the mat here. Let your hands come down by your sides. And then exhale, tuck your chin and slowly roll down. Roll down as slowly as you can, uncoiling your spine. Let the crown of your head become nice and heavy. Shoulders come up toward the ears. Bend the knees just softly if you need to, and then reach for opposite elbows here. Tuck your chin in toward your throat, creating lots of space through the back of the neck. And then just gently nod and shake your head. Beautiful. Relax the hands down to the shins or the mat. With your next inhale, lift up halfway. Draw the shoulder blades together. Look forward. Exhale, fold. Breathing in, roll all the way up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. On the last part of your inhale, relax your shoulders down and look forward. Take an exhale here. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Good. So inhaling to lift the heart just gently and lift the chin and push your knuckles down. Beautiful. As you exhale, keep your shoulders down and draw your left ear toward your left shoulder. Nice stretch through the right side of the neck. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale to center. And exhale, right ear hovers above the right shoulder. So just notice if your shoulders are coming up at all. See if you can continue to push the knuckles down. Breathing in and breathing out. With your next inhale, lift your head to center. And then exhale, release your hands, curl your chin down, and roll down through the spine. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Upper body's nice and heavy. Breathing in, breathing out. Reaching for opposite elbows. Tucking the chin, softening the knees. Release the elbows. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, walk your hands forward, and come right down to your knees. Beautiful. So here we're sitting on the heels. I'll show you from the side so you can see exactly what we're doing. So we're gonna curl the toes right under. So as much as you can, really curl, and then we'll sink our bottom on top of our heel. So this is called toe stretch. So sometimes our toes don't get enough love, but they really do a lot for us. So we're just gonna hang out right here just for a few moments. And if it becomes too intense or too much for you, just gently bring your hands down, lift your hips off from your heels for a moment, and then come right back with us, resting your palms on your thighs. So your shoulders are stacked right above your hips. We're nice and tall here, and just breathing in and breathing out. And focusing on the movement of breath in and out of the body. And if you do happen to feel any sensations in the toes, maybe you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable, see if you can direct your awareness back to the breath and just let these sensations be. They are only temporary. We're only going to be here for a few moments. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe as a reminder to fill the belly, you can take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. Filling and expanding the body, and then letting letting it all go. And with your next exhale, gently just shift forward, lift your hips off from the heels, and turn your toes in the other way so the tops of your feet are to the mat. And we're just gonna stay here for a moment with hands resting on the thighs, lengthening up through the crown of the head, and just taking a few breaths here. Good. Shift into one hip and then come into a seated position. So we'll start with the left foot, and sometimes our feet can get really cold and they're often squished inside of our shoes. So we don't give ourselves enough time and space to really spread our toes out. So all we're gonna do here is just kind of lift up that right ankle the left ankle on top of the right, and then just focus on spreading the toes out and wiggling them around. So just look at how awesome your little toes are, and then just spread them and then crunch them and spread them and then crunch them. And then if your hands are on your feet, you'll be able to feel all of those little bones and little muscles that work and help our toes move. So spread and crunch, spread and crunch. Good. From here, we're gonna hold on to the left foot with the left hand, and with our right hand, we're gonna put our pinky finger in between our fifth and fourth toe, and then all of our fingers are gonna go in between our toes, and the thumb is gonna rest on the outside of the big toe. So you may have to wiggle your hands in, and then just see if you can really just nestle them in between your toes, and we're just gonna spread those toes out for a few moments. This might feel really awkward, but that just means you probably need it. So try to limit any mental chatter that you have going around about putting your fingers in between your toes, because it really does feel good at the end. So just breathe through it. Notice any resistances that you might have and just do it anyway. So here we're just gonna move the toes forward and back. And then we're gonna move a little bit through the ankle. So just moving through the ankle in both directions. Good. Try to nestle your fingers a little bit deeper in between those toes. Create lots of space here. And then just find some organic movement. Good. Forward and back, side to side, crunch and extend. And then we'll go back to the ankle. One direction. Make sure you're breathing. And the other direction. Good. A few more seconds here. Let that left foot rest on the right. And we're just gonna nestle the fingers in. See if you can get a little bit deeper in there. And then just continue to move forward and back and side to side. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Beautiful. All right, from here, release all your fingers from between your toes. Extend out your left leg and draw the sole of your right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And from here, we're just gonna sit up nice and tall, spread the toes and then crunch them in, and spread them and crunch them in. Good. With the breath, spreading your pinky toe as far as you can away from your big toe, and then crunch them in. Good. Inhale, spread the toes as wide as you can, and exhale, crunch them in. Good. And then just kind of letting that foot relax, we're just gonna wiggle the toes. Good. Don't think too much about it. Don't think about it at all, just do it. Good. All right, let's let that left leg relax. We'll tuck it underneath the right, and bring the right foot on top. And then we're just going to, from here, spread the toes and crunch them in. Spread, and then crunch them in. Good, create some movement. You might feel a little bit different in the right foot than you do on the left. Breathing in, breathing out, wiggling through these little toes. Good, and we'll just rotate through the ankle a little bit, and the other direction. And we're gonna take our left hand and put our fingers in between all of our toes here. See if you can nestle them in. It's quite difficult if your feet and hands are cold. Hopefully they're nice and warm where you are. Good. We'll just nestle them in, and then we'll just start to move forward and back, side to side in circles, just finding that organic movement, trying to create as much space as we can between those toes. Feels really nice. Good, with our breath, creating space, giving our feet some love, and then just circling through the ankle and the other direction. Breathing in and breathing out. Try not to think about it, just do it. Good, we'll let that right foot rest on the left, and same thing. Just kind of move and create space between those toes. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. It's not often that we create space and give our feet some love, so gotta appreciate these feet. They do so much for us. Good. And then once more, rotating through the ankle, one direction, and then the other direction. Beautiful. A few more times, just moving, wiggling the fingers. See if you can get a little bit deeper in between there. Beautiful. And just gently release. Let's extend the right foot out. Draw the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. And we'll spread the toes out as much as you can. Inhale. And then exhale, crunch them in. Inhale, spread them out. And exhale, crunch them in. A few more times. Inhale, spread the toes. Exhale, draw them in. Once more, breathing in. Reach the pinky toe from the big toe. And exhale, crunch them in. Okay, then we'll just let that foot relax and wiggle the toes. Good. Beautiful. Let's take both feet out in front of us and then just see if we can spread the toes out as much as we can. Spread and breathe. Nice and tall. Reach, reach, reach those toes away and then crunch them in. Good. Inhale, spread and reach. See how far you can get your pinky toe from your big toe and your big toe from your pinky toe. And exhale, draw them in. Good, and then just wiggle the toes. Good. Beautiful. From here, peel any flesh away from your sits bones. Nice and tall, breathing in as if your crown is connected to a string to the ceiling and it's bringing you up and lengthening your spine. Draw your toes toward your face and push your heels away. And then breathe and reach your hands all the way overhead. Look between your palms. As you exhale, bring your heart forward, forward, forward as you hinge at the hips and place the hands down wherever they land. Maybe you can touch your toes, maybe you can't, and that's okay. So wherever you are, without letting your hands hover in space, just allow them to rest. Maybe they're gently resting on the knees, maybe on the thighs, maybe beside your legs. Wherever you are, that's okay. We just don't want to force our bodies into any shape. So just let the hands rest wherever they can reach. Good. So if you notice that you're facing down toward your knees, see if you can lift your eyes, your chin, and your heart toward your feet. So instead of folding down, we're folding forward and looking just beyond your toes. Notice if you're breathing nice and deep. So maybe you can feel your belly expand against your thighs here. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes. We're only here for a few more breaths. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Making sure that your feet haven't got lazy so they're not splaying out. Really try to actively draw your toes toward your face. Good. Next, inhale, roll up through the spine, reach your hands overhead. And then exhale, take your left hand behind you, resting it on the mat. Right hand to the outer left thigh, nice and tall as you breathe in. And then exhale, twist and look over your left shoulder. So keeping integrity through your spine, staying active through the feet. Breathing in, come back to center, reach your hands up. Breathing out, place your left hand on the outer right thigh and the right hand rests on the mat behind your back. Breathing in nice and tall. Breathing out, twist and look over your right shoulder. breaths. Breathing in, come back to center. Beautiful. Breathing out. Let's bring the soles of our feet together and bring your bum either close to your heels or bring your heels toward your pelvis. So you can cradle your toes here by interlacing your hands and bringing them around the toes. If you don't have access to this, that's okay. Just take the hands to the shins or the ankles, or you can bring the thumbs into the arches of your feet. So making sure the pinky toe edges of the feet are touching so we don't have the big toes touching. This will cause a little bit of tension through the outside of the hips. So if we open those feet as if we're reading a book, we can open up through the hips a little bit more. Good, nice and tall here. If you find that you're really tight in the hip flexor area, then just butterfly out through the knees for a few moments. Otherwise, you can stay just as you are. So nice and tall. Good. So wherever your knees are, maybe your knees are up here, that's okay. Just let them relax down now. Good. Next, inhale, shine your heart between your biceps. And then exhale, bring your heart forward, forward, forward. And then relax. So again, just looking beyond the top of your mat. Shoulders are down and back, away from the ears. And we have a nice long spine here. So if you're curled and crunched down, just see if you can create some more space. And breathe. Filling into the belly, the lungs, and the chest. Emptying the chest, the lungs, and the belly. Good. Inhale, lift through the back of the heart. Help your knees together. Good. I'll show you from the side here. We're going to do a little reverse tabletop. So your fingers are going to come behind you, facing your heels about 6 inches, or just reaching behind the back. So you should feel a little bit of a stretch through the chest here. Separate your feet, bony hip distance apart. Your knees are pointing up toward the sky. Spread your fingers wide and anchor down through all 10 of your finger knuckles. And with your inhale, lift your hips up toward the sky, press through your heels and press down through your knuckles and the tips of your fingers. So support the head and the neck. We don't want to let the head fall behind the head, or the head fall behind the back. Squeeze your bum, lift a little higher, and then exhale, spine seated. Beautiful. From here, we're just going to work through the outside of the hips. So take your left shin and bring it parallel to the top edge of your mat. Take your right leg and tuck it behind you so your knee and hip are in line. Good, so flex your foot, draw your left toes toward your left knee. Nice and tall here. With your next exhale, we're just going to walk the hands forward and lower your upper torso over top of that left leg. Good. So just breathing and relaxing here. If your head is kind of hanging in space, you can plant your elbows and cradle your forehead with your palms. Otherwise, you can make fists and place your forehead on your fists. Wherever you would like to be, making sure that you're breathing in and out and allowing your body to soften where it needs to soften, and giving yourself permission to relax into this shape, knowing that the greatest benefit from our yoga practice comes when we're able to relax into a pose instead of forcing it or resisting it. Seeing if you can create some more ease in the mind as you relax the body. Just a few more moments here in this shape. Good. With your next inhale, press through your palms and gently ease your chest up. And as you exhale, sweep your right leg forward and your left leg back. So your shin is parallel with the top of your mat, or it's at a right angle with the knee in line with the ankle. And then if you find that you're really sinking onto the outside of the right hip, actually pick up any flesh there and peel it out from underneath you so you're more centered. And if you notice that your left knee is right up toward that right ankle, bring the knee back in line with the hip and square yourself back off. So flexing through the right foot, draw the toes toward the knee, and then exhale, guide your chest forward and down. So taking whatever expression that you did on the opposite side and seeing if you can ease your way into it. Breathing in and breathing out. Allowing the body to soften where you notice any physical resistance. Mindfully adjusting if you need to mindfully adjust. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing if the length or pace of your breath has changed from when you started breathing in this way at the beginning of your practice. And see if you can continue to fill the belly, the lungs, and the chest, and then empty the chest, the lungs, and the belly. Noticing of any changing sensations. And then coming back to the breath. Good. With your next inhale, press through the palms to prop up through the chest. And then as you exhale, shift forward onto hands and knees. So from here, we're just gonna sway into the hips. So hip to shoulder and hip to shoulder, just swaying from side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. From here, I'll show you from the side. With your left leg, keep it at 90 degrees so your knee's underneath your hips. We're just gonna lift that knee off from the mat and draw your heel in toward your bottom. And we're just gonna draw circles with that knee. So forward, side, back, and down. And if you find that you're shifting from side to side, so if you're shifting into the left arm, then widen the stance of your hands. And that way you can keep the chest square between the thumbs. Just moving in circles and then moving in circles in the opposite direction. Good, and then placing that knee down, recentering the body, and then drawing those circles in the with the opposite leg in one direction. With the breath, make sure you're not holding the breath. And then moving in the other direction, the same leg. Good, and we'll just place that knee down. Widen the stance of your knees. Take your big toes to touch and nestle your hips onto your heels. Melt your forehead down and walk your hands forward. So here in child's pose is where we'll finish our practice today. I'm just getting up so we can talk. Laying in this shape and allowing your whole body to soften. You can release any controlled breathing. And know that you're more than welcome to stay here for as long as you need. It was my honor and my privilege to guide you through this practice. Namaste.